This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Will, A Wonderful World. In the last episode, we finished, Li Wen and Alicia's, stories from before. Or was it Li Wen, or was it? No, it was Alicia Chang's story. Or, no, wait. Sorry, I've taken a break since the last recording. Well, anyway, we finished some stories, and we thought, well, there's nowhere to go, and he actually found an ending that only had a C rank. However, Willie has taken a charge because he feels like he needs to take the burden now, and we found out we can alter histories, and they might change the outcome. Maybe sometimes in life getting all the S rank isn't the best way to go. So, now we've changed this to the bad ending. We've realized we've unlocked something, but we can't get to it because of something that happened with Jimmy. So let's see if we can alter his ending a bit by swapping out and see if we can unlock that. Okay, see which of his endings gets us that. Well, I've got to do it. Oh, hello. What's this? Well, no, it hides. Okay, which one is it? What is it? Oh, okay, it's that one, but we haven't gotten to that one yet, so we need to do some of the Marco, which affects this. So, okay, so this one is affected. So if we want to get that one, we need to do something because it's blacked out, which means a different event has to occur. I think from someone else, actually. It can't be. So maybe with something with him. Let me see. No. See, which one is this? Okay, it does tie into that. Which that one ties into that. Oh, this is. We're getting all the interesting options here, folks. All right, let's see if that does anything. Nope. Okay. See, nope, it's not unlocked yet, so we have to. What ending do I need to get to do on that one? I don't need to change because usually the black, well, because it's highlight, it's a. Maybe I need to do. Oh yeah, there is a thing where you can read them to see if an ending's changed since then. Let's see. Let me. Oops. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Well, that's the ending. So. Read, start, history. Unfortunately, it's been a while since I've been to this one, so I don't even remember. Let's see, please bless me so I can find the truth and avenge it. I think this is different. Must be one. I noticed a keychain on his waist. Our lieutenant can walk over from the bathroom. It must be wondering why I hadn't responded yet. I think. I'm trying to remember if that's new or not. Now really the thing is about figuring out like which combo I need to do to get this one. Man, it looks like a lot of these we're getting to that point where the puzzles are now slightly different, so we have to figure out how to get these specific endings here. So I'm trying to think. Let me. I mean, really, the only way to really go at this point, unless you know exactly what you're doing, is to just kind of like do every single one and see if you can figure it out. So, let's see. I'm gonna think how to. I'm gonna get another story with the cat and everything with that too. Oops. Now I'm trying to. That's tied into that. Let me try maybe changing Carlos's ending first. Let's see what we can get from that. Actually, I should probably be rereading the actual descriptions to find out like what on these, if anything's different on these, but the thing is, it's been like a few episodes since then, so. Oh, this one is slightly different, or no, never mind. That one is the same. Let's see, what's this one say? Oh, that's the one where Yi. Okay. Because they're blacked out because of a previous decision. Yeah, the only problem is I'm not sure like which ending I'm supposed to actually choose. And this one is tied in from his ending. Which I don't. It says these are tied together. Oops. Okay, so that is because it's not locked, it's just blacked out, which I think the A, or at least, oops. Let me see if any of these, because I assume I can't, because I think it has a, this episode might not be like anything in terms of like actual plot. It'll be me basically figuring out how to like get to the next step of the game because of the complicated matter between. I think there was like when I did that, when I had it on a specific rating, it didn't have the little rating, which means it was like an appropriate. I wonder if let's see if he has any. Oops. Oh yeah, we actually finished his profile. Yeah, he didn't have much. It's like he has an effect, but it's like very small, minor. Okay, let me highlight that, see if there's any endings difference from the. Whoops. Yeah, that's when he burned everyone at. Yeah, his S rating was basically ended up just roasting everyone alive. I think A is probably the most appropriate ending in this one. So I'd probably set that to the A ending. Okay, so that's Carlos. I'm not sure on him. Let's see, I can't. That one has to be a specific ending too to. It blocks out if I don't have an S rank on him though. And I think that's locked if that's locked if I choose a S rank with him. So that one's. It's got to be A, but now I just got to figure out like which ending Carlos needs. It said something had to. Maybe it's a story from a previous thing with his sister. That's because he said something about his sister happening at the same time as his, and I think didn't he say something about how splitting paths would have an optional story to them? Like ones that aren't a straight line. That's something I have to consider. So like maybe something like this. See, that just blacks it. Oh, hello.
Carlos,
Circus
te
freak.
extraño.
Oh well, we've got to start, folks. Okay, so yeah, I think I'd kind of forgotten last episode that they said that anything without a straight line that you got, there could be another line afterwards. So okay, so we gotta good way to go. So sorry about all that meandering about, but I think it was best for us to kind of figure it out, and then that way we can kind of figure out the patterns of this game. So let's play Circus Freak. Let's go all the way back. Actually, hold on. Let me go back. I just want to give you guys an idea of where we are at the story to understand this little section. Whoops. Okay, so this one we are... Okay, this is where she was on the bed, taken out or whatever you want to call it, and she had to choose between the sleeping and pills. And the ending we chose is where she... I think she grabs the sleeping... Yeah, so she grabs the sleeping pills in this one instead of... Because the one we chose was the bad ending, or not... Well, I guess, would it be good bad ending? I'm not sure on that one. Oh, well, anyway. So we want to play Circus Freak now that we know that. So, anyway. I picked up a random bottle from hundreds of bottles of fine wine in the underground wine cellar and put it on the luxurious short table in front of the old man. He nodded with approval and popped the cork. Popped the cork indeed. Creepy. Anyway, sorry. The bright red liquid was poured into an exquisite-looking wine glass. It was swirling and glistening like a flowing ruby. Drink it. Drink it. Drink it! I was standing next to him. Sweat was pouring out of my forehead. I had mixed all the sleeping pills I had stolen into the bottle. It would guarantee a nice nap if he would just drink one glass. Then I should be able to escape from his bedroom window, and I could finally escape this hellhole forever. Monet Gia's lips had already touched the glass when the visitor knocked on the door and informed him of his visitor. A man with only one arm was sitting on the sofa in the red room. And that's Ray, huh? So we have a... Oh, I wonder... Now I kind of have a pretty good idea, like, what the outcome will change by not poisoning him. Because poison means you're just straight up threatening him with death, but with sleeping pills, you're trying to get away without causing any harm. So, anyway, sorry, let's... A couple of tall, muscular bodyguards were standing behind him, ready for instruction from their boss. I had never seen Monet Gia act like such a spineless weasel before. He had the most cowardly smile on his face. He seemed determined to lower himself as much as possible in front of the one-armed man. The one-armed man. The man yawned and grabbed the bottle of the favorite wafer flying to the table. Was he going to drink it? Oh no, if he fell asleep, my whole plan would be exposed. And if that should happen, I had to get out now. I quickly took a few steps back, looking for an opportunity to sneak out to the room. The one-armed man raised the bottle to his nose, sniffed, poured the wine out. You can smell I don't know. I have a deviated septum, so I have trouble breathing, so I don't know if I didn't even think sleeping pills could make a smell like that, but knocked the glass over. Poured the wine out and knocked the glass over. He grabbed the old man towards him by the collar. The one-armed man wiped his nose on Monet Gia's collar. You pathetic little prick! You dare try to drug me with the sleeping pills? Monet Gia was shot in the face by a one-armed man before he could... Monet Gia was shot in the face by the one-armed man before he could utter a word. As soon as the boss was dead, Gia's bodyguards immediately dropped their weapons and surrendered. All the other servants and maids, including me, were running towards the nearest exit in panic. Everyone wanted to get out of there as soon as they could. People were screaming, running into, and falling over each other. It was total chaos. However, they didn't intend to let anyone leave her alive. I felt a sharp pain in my left leg when I was the only one turned away from the back door. I fell to the floor. Blood was oozing out of the wound in my ankle. I felt the cold barrel of the gun pushing against my forehead. I knew that if I moved even a little, another hole would be there. Wait! Okay. The one-armed bodyguard walked over the body of the housekeeper and stopped in front of me. Or I guess he said wait. He pushed his man's gun away from my head. This one is pretty. Send her to the auction house. I thought that had been the Lord's blessing that had allowed me to survive. Auction house? You're just going to be sold to another slave person or whatever. I thought that I'd been at least more fortunate than the ones who had died. Never would I imagine that soon I would be sold on a freak show circus in Southeast Asia. I would have my arms and legs cut off. I would be hung in a cage like a stick and fed by people like animals. Like, what was it called from a previous episode? Twig or whatever it was? Or a tree or whatever? Just for exhibition. My father, why would you save me? Alicia. Kind of understand the assassin path that she'd eventually, like... that she would eventually just, what's the word? She would eventually just give up on the whole God thing, because, you know, she'd be disappointed about... anyway, let's see if we can... What are we... Okay, well, let's set as is. Oh, there's only two options? Well, I guess trial and error on this part. So okay. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe? Okay, I guess that's it. You pathetic little prick. You dare try to drug me with sleeping pills? He stuck the bottle inside of Yi Zhi's mouth and forced the wine down his throat. The liquid that overflowed from his mouth turned his shirt to the same bright color. It was her. She did it. He raised his trembling arm, pointed at me. I turned around and ran. But I couldn't outrun the bullet. Yeah, I haven't seen men who can outsmart a bullet. Blood was oozing out of the center of my forehead, turning the white velvet carpet to a bright red color. But unlike the wine, it was a bewitching kind of red. Carlos, I miss you so much. Okay, there isn't any good paths this way. This is like a burnt. It's like nope. Okay, so this ending is a bust. Okay, so let's back to S's then. Okay, so what other stories have a? Okay, so we've got that one. Okay, so Jimmy must have an alternate path, so let's see what this gets us. Nothing there, okay. Just keep kind of... Oops. Nope, nothing there. Nope, okay. I'm basically waiting for a note to appear. Because the letter is the one that... Okay, there is nothing here then. Okay. I thought every spot that had like a alternate, like a different line, had like an option or something like that. Okay, I'm getting nothing from that, so. Okay, so what other lines are there? Saw that one. There was that weird one for the cat, right? Like right over here. Does that one have a different? Well, but there's still the two path. Well, let me see if that switching that does anything. All right, I'm back. I decided I don't know exactly what I need to do, but I found this, so I thought I'd at least play this so I get a little bit more time into it, and then, well, like I said, I'll just keep cutting until I figure out the next step. But if you change Chang's to X, or both Chang and Carlos's thing to X, we get a letter. So we get a letter. New message. Lives in the archives. Interesting. So this is what happens if you just fail. Oh yeah, he did say something about going to the archives before when failing on that one. So I guess we get sent to the archives in this game. So lives in the archives. So we're way back at the beginning of the game when he failed with the situation in the beginning. So it was another beautiful day outside. I took 2 lunchboxes out of the microwave in the second floor break room. Then I went back to the basement. At the end of the hallway, there was a door with a yellowish sign that read archives. I pushed the door open and yelled, "Nana, lunch is ready." A woman with messy hair and dark circles under her eyes walked out from the inner room. She was almost my age, but she was more senior than me in here. My only coworker in this archive room. I know I'm too much younger than you, but don't call... Oh, sorry. I know I'm 2 months younger than you, but don't call me by my nickname. It's so embarrassing. Nana put the boxes in her hands on the desk near the door and took her lunchbox from me. She went back up to her seat to pick up the teapot and pour 2 cups for us. A basement that must have its lights on. A basement that must have its lights on even in the morning. 2 boxes of homemade lunch. Steam coming out of 2 cups. That was my everyday life ever since I became a police officer. It had nothing to do with justice, but it was peaceful. The room suddenly went dark. The power was out. Someone knocked on the door. It was Lieutenant Kang from Unit 3. He said he wanted to check out the records and evidence from case C0795. I went into the records room that was almost 200 square meters in size, walked to the second row to the last row, and picked up the files. Then I heard Nana scream. Ah! Startled by Nana's scream, I rushed out the record room. By the candlelight at her office, I could see that there were 3 more people besides me. Lieutenant Cam, Nana, Min Jun from Unit 4, who would often come to hang out with us here. Min Jun picked up something from the desk, dropped on the floor, and then stomped on it with his foot. He pulled out a napkin from his pocket, wrapped up the thing on the floor, and threw it in the trash can. Thank you, Min Jun. Thank you, Min Jun. That was so scary. What just happened? I closed the door of the record room behind me, still confused. It was a bug. I was just eating my lunch when I saw a bug inside my food. A huge one. Eh? I have never seen any bugs in our basement. What kind of bug was it? It was like a ball with stripes around and a hard shell. It was almost as big as my thumb. It kind of reminds me of a roly-poly, actually, weirdly enough. It didn't look too closely, but it was so gross. Oh, I see. That was the fried silkworm cocoon I made this morning. Gross. Later, Lieutenant Kim left with his files. Min-jun went into the armory across the hall from us. Nana told me that if I ever put bugs in our food again, she would stop talking to me. She said she'd rather I bought those Chinese snacks called Ha rolls. Although she used to think they were made of rotten strawberries, she eventually got used to it. Like everything in life. Bugs, however, were absolutely non-negotiable. The power was soon restored. We were still talking about Chinese snacks at her desk when Nana smelled something burning. When we finally found out what was happening, the record room was already engulfed in flames. Kind of reminds me of that meme with the dog in the room. He goes, "This is fine." It just sips his tea. When I realized it, when I had run out of the room because of Nana's screams, I had forgotten to take the candle out too. The fire was quickly put out. Nevertheless, the station lost the 6th of the evidence for the open cases that were still being worked on. I was naturally expelled. Chang Gyeong-Min. Wow. Sucks to be you. You get sent to archives, and then you, and then you get, then you set something on fire. Oh, whoops. I forgot to actually, you set it as is. Okay, what do we got here? 4? That shouldn't be too bad. I wonder if that affected anything. Doesn't look like it. Maybe I have to finish it, see what happens. Okay. I'll go back to there. Okay. Let's see. Is it again that one? So, let me look. Someone's knocking on the door. Somebody's ringing a bell. I haven't heard that song forever. I don't remember all the words. Worried about Nana, I rushed out of the room. By the candlelight in the outer office, I could see there were 2 more people besides me. Nana, Min-jun from Unit 4, who'd often come and hang out with us here. However, Lieutenant Kim was not there. Min-jun picked up something from the desk, dropped on the floor, and then stomped it with his foot. Okay, that's the same. Threw in the trash can. Thank you. What's happened? Okay. Maybe it's gonna be. Later, I learned that Nana freaked out when she saw the fried silkworm cocoons I made early this morning. She thought it was a bug in her lunch. Fried cocoons are delicious. Why can't people understand that? Where's Lieutenant Kim? When the power went out, he got a call. He said there was some emergency and he would come back later. Nana responded, still upset. I'll wait for him to come back then. I set the bag of evidence for cases C0795 on the desk next to the door. I then went back to my seat, opened my lunchbox, and refueled myself to the rest of the afternoon. C0795. C7095. I heard someone mobile behind me. I turned around and saw Min-jun and not left. C0795. He was staring intently at the record Lieutenant Kim had requested. Don't touch it. Case file starting with C or classified material, only accessible to lieutenants and above. I told Min-jun my mouth's still full of food. Technically, Nana and I were not allowed to read the classified documents either. However, having to sit in the archive room day in and day out, I knew exactly what was in the bag. I was chewing my fried silkworm cocoons when I smelled burning. It tastes like burning. But then I didn't overcook the cocoons. I sniffed again and followed the smell back to the record room. The record room was already engulfed in flames. It's fine. Then I realized when I run out of the room because Nana screams, I forgot to take out the candle. With Min-jun's help, the fire was quickly put out. During the chaos, however, someone had taken the bag of evidence requiring case C0795. Although Lieutenant Kim was really angry and yelled at me, nobody had the time or energy to follow up on where the bag had gone or who had taken it. Because of the fire that it caused, the station lost 34 pieces of evidence relevant to open cases that we're still working on. I was naturally expelled. Well, expelled out of a cannon into the sun. Alright, so we got 2 more to go. Oops. We got 2 more to go there. So, okay. Let me think. Let me move some stuff around. I'm gonna figure this out. And not make a whole episode wasteful. I don't know how long or short this episode's going to be because I'm going to have to do some editing so that way there's not a lot of dead. Well, I never have straight dead airtime, but I don't like it when I just meander and don't make any progress. Like, you know, I went back to at our office. By the candlelight, I could see that Min-jun from Unit 4, who would often come hang out with us, was also there. He might have come in when he heard Nana scream on his way to the armory. Nana was mad about the fried silkworm cocoons I put in her lunch. However, Lieutenant Kim was not there. Where's the lieutenant? When the power went out, he took a phone call. He said there was some emergency. He would come back later. Nana responded, still upset. I'll wait for him to come back then. I set the bag of evidence, case C0795 on the desk next to the door. I went back to my seat, opened my lunchbox, and refueled myself for the rest of the afternoon. C0795. Okay, that's Min Jun again. Don't touch it. C0795 was a failed shooting that happened on White Goat Hill. An old man living nearby was shot and killed by a rifle with only one shot. The case had been under investigation by Unit 3. I don't know why I had trouble saying investigation. However, since there was no bullet at the crime scene, not much useful evidence had been found. Cases like this that lacked evidence in which the victim was unidentifiable civilian were not unusual. What did make it unusual, however, was that it was labeled classified. That was why I remember this case so well. After lunch, I took my usual walk and went to the bathroom on the first floor. While I was walking past my colleagues coming and going, I couldn't help but feel a little dispirited. No wonder how many interests I had in these cases, or what kind of theories I had. I couldn't help anyone out. I used to be so ambitious. How did I appear in an archive room? Because you're fucked up? Because you're a terrible detective? Without the help of God? I need to work harder and hope for a transfer or even a promotion. I always feel like this guy is supposed to make fun of shonen heroes, like with how gung-ho they are, and realize that like being like that isn't how you should actually act, or at least not stupidly gung-ho, you know what I mean? When I came back to the archive room, the power had been restored. Min Jun was already gone, while Lieutenant Kim had been waiting for me. Excuse me, sir, sorry about the wait. Here's everything on case C0795. I looked over the desk near the door. It was spotless and there was nothing on it. Where's the bag I put on the desk? Nana looked away from the computer screen. You mean the evidence from the expired cases? The janitor took all of them away from earlier. What? I sprinted outside asking everyone if they had seen the janitor. I ran all the way to the garbage processing center, but there must be millions of tons of garbage here. The center would burn thousands of tons of garbage every day. I threw myself in the pile of garbage and started digging. I couldn't stop until the sun would come out again the next day. Still, I couldn't find the bag. It was already late time for work. I walked in the station to feed it and smelled like hot garbage. Lieutenant Kim was chatting with Lieutenant Kang in Unit 4's office wing. I stood up straight and gave them a salute, while loudly and clearly telling them that I had lost all the files regarding case C0795. Everyone in Unit 4 stared at me with a strange look. Lieutenant Kim was even more outraged. He grabbed my collar and dragged me into the hallway. Miraculously, I had not received any serious repercussions afterwards. I had also tried to access the electronic case file for case C0795 to see if I could help out with anything else. It turns out that the case did not have any electronic record on at all. Uh-oh. Sucks to be. That's a rank A ending? You lose all the evidence? That's a bad news bears right there. Anyway. Okay, I was just seeing if anything changed. I guess we do need to get the S rank on this one, so. Alright, let's whoops. Alright, let's do it again. Let's see. What can get S rank on this type of situation? Let's see. Well, someone's ringing the bell. Okay, let's try that one. Yes. Alright. Well, I can get it when I'm somewhat focused. Not all the time though. I guess it depends on my frame of mind. I went back to the outer office. By the candlelight, I could see Min Jun from Unit 4, who would often come and hang out with us, was alone there. He might have come in when he heard Nana scream. Okay, that's the same. Put in the lunch. These are the files and evidence. Request for C0795. I grabbed the heavy bag of materials with both my hands and handed it over to Lieutenant Kim. Lieutenant said nothing, took a glance at Min Jun and left. Min Jun watched. He watched away and left for his own business. The power was soon restored. Nana and I went back to our usual routine that had nothing to do with justice, but was so peaceful. Huh. That's weird. I wonder why Min Jun acted like that. Well, too bad he dies in another storyline, but... Huh. Interesting. It seems like certain stories keep on going with if Chang is on his alternate route there. That's interesting. Well, except for that one can't be on access, but yeah, you can still do something with that. Wonder if there's doesn't look like anything's forming from this. Yeah, I got nothing on that one, so okay. Well, that's something else we found out at least, so let me think. I might call it there, and I'll just do a slight bit of editing to it'll probably be less than 30 minutes. So, all right. Well, we didn't do as much as we would have liked to, but hopefully in between episodes, I'll figure out what things I need like modify specifically. Unfortunately, it's gonna mean I'll try to figure out my frame of mind when I actually get to it, but it'll probably end up me just being a trial and error for the most part. So in the next episode of Will a Wonderful World, we'll figure out what the clues are to start this next set of letters, and hopefully solve like what this mystery is with the girl Willie and so forth. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.